like it or not, man, there's a lot went into this decision. Nike partners up with Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, I'm very torn by this whole thing because although I understand what Colin Kaepernick is doing, and I'm not going to stop anybody from making a political statement or a social statement, I feel kind of icky about what Nike has done here because Nike's kept him under contract secretly, Colin Kaepernick, for the last couple of years. They could have rolled this out at any point over the last 24 months if they wanted to use him as a pitchman, but it seems like they waited until the tide of public opinion turned towards Colin Kaepernick, which means they're trying to benefit off of a social issue that has cost Colin Kaepernick a whole heck of a bunch. And I know we could have a 45-minute debate on this, but for all of the applause that Nike is getting for standing up for a social issue, I don't think they're doing that. I think they're profiting off of this social issue, and that makes me feel really gross about the whole situation. I don't know if two sides can be wrong in a discussion, but I think two sides are wrong in this particular case.
Guys?
It's an issue of color, and we know what color we're talking about. Green. There's no doubt about it. Nike, give them credit and blame for the exact same thing. It's about making money. Yes, and they're a company that has sort of taken on things a little bit. Barkley with his I'm not a role model, and even Tiger's first commercials talking about, when he wasn't accepted and all, but that's not Kaepernick. Kaepernick is a step above, and to Pat's point, yeah, they waited till just the right or wrong time, depending on when you look at it. It's about Nike making money, I think.
But things were rolling along so well for this company anyway. They didn't have to do this, and certainly they had to have thought long and hard about it.
Agreed. I think, the rollout prior to the start of the season was part of the decision, I believe. But here's my problem with the whole narrative is there's no gray area. How many people do you know that are gray in this area? It's either, it's right and left. And it's always been that way. There's not any room open for discussion or really logical debate. It's just the two extremes, and I don't understand how that Nike can promote that narrative where there really isn't a discussion.
Every other company is like avoiding this thing,
yes.
and they jump in with both feet. It's an odd dynamic.
It's definitely, there's no gray area. You're on one side or the other.